Good evening, Board. Dr. Cleveland. I just wanted to spend a few minutes to talk about the technology department, give you a little bit of a snapshot of what we have going on. So just a quick overview. This is our team as it stands today. So it looks like a lot of names, but it's about 15 people to run all the technology from the district level for all, a little over 100,000 devices that we manage. So lots of stuff going in and out, lots of things happening. So I wanted to highlight a few different things because over the years we've really tried to kind of standardize and simplify our operations because we're a small force. So we've tried to really look at how we do things and how we're structured and organize it into a way that makes sense and is easy to manage. And so the first part is our data center that we've got. So we've got a hyperconverged data center, which means it's several different servers that run a bunch of virtual servers. So we have 88 virtual servers that run on those 6 boxes that are pictured there. And the bottom one is our backup for the other ones. And so we've had those in place for about 5 years. And so in that 5-year window, we budgeted out for support and for all the different things we needed for those boxes. And now that we're at the end of that 5 years, it's time to start planning a refresh for this technology. And so what we did to extend the life of that is we purchased another calendar year, another 12 months of support on this equipment to allow us to better plan for what we're going to do to replace all this equipment moving forward. And so we want to be the best stewards that we possibly can with district funds. And so we're trying to really do our research and figure out what's going to be best for our students and for our district as we plan this out for the upcoming year. So if you don't have any questions on that, I'll move on to the next slide.
I wouldn't even know what to ask, so.
All right.
Mr. Bell's holding back.
Clinton probably
Sounds
does.
good to me.
All right. Next, we have our digital displays, and I just wanted to mention this because we have one of these in almost every classroom in the district, and they're on about a 10-year life cycle. And so we purchase a few of these at a time for new construction as it happens, but we pretty much set them and forget them for about 10 years. And so it's really cost effective for us to be able to use them. It increases functionality and flexibility in a classroom so that they can kind of move these around as they need to. They can connect to it, the students can connect to it and project whatever they need to on it to enhance the learning that's happening in the classroom. So if we continue, our wireless that we have in the district, so 2023, we implemented a huge restructure of our wireless. We replaced almost 1,700 access points. And what that did for us is it refreshed us for probably another 10 years. And so we've got a few stragglers out there as we finish out construction projects, so Central Junior High and Southwest Junior High. The old parts of those buildings are running on our oldest access points. And so basically what that means is that yesterday we switched over Central to a new connection. We had to reboot some equipment. And so some of the access points went, hey, we're 10 years old, we're not gonna work anymore. And so we had to do some shifting quick to get certificates validated so that they would continue working for a little while longer till we can get into spring break and move them to the new facility, and then they'll have all new equipment over there. So we're planning all these as they're occurring, and we're trying to get the most use we can out of the equipment that we have. Next, so 2024 marks 10 years since our initial Race to the Top grant, which kicked us off into one-to-one. So 2024, we're now deep into this program, and every year we replace about a fifth of our devices. And that keeps us on a 5-year replacement cycle. And so Google has done us some favors by extending the support for Chromebooks. So we could possibly get a little bit longer use out of those devices. But just to give you a little better understanding, what we do with our Chromebooks is we put them in students' hands for 5 years. And then after the usefulness in a student's hands is expended, we take those devices and we use them for various other things around the district. So we use them for time clocks in closets for custodians and classified employees. We use them for check-in, check-out at the front desks for students. And they use those devices for that extended period of time to really enhance and get as much use as possible out of those devices. And so we get our money's worth out of them, but CTL is the brand that we're kind of evaluating for this year's life cycle purchase, because we've gone through all the other brands and we found things that we like and don't like about all of them. And so we're exploring CTL for a couple different reasons. They're supposed to be a higher spec for their rigidity and their just being able to withstand the day-to-day use in a student's hands. And then they've got a few other things that give us a little more functionality, like the camera rotates, so you can take pictures while you're looking at the screen instead of having to point your Chromebook at things. So a few different things, and we try and evaluate these to best enhance the learning as it happens in the classroom. So we're always trying to provide technology resources as tools for students to use to enhance what they do. And so that's what we've got going on for student devices right now. And then as far as our content filtering goes, we've had a few questions about this, so I wanted to bring this to you to clarify what we've got going on for the district. We use a few different companies to manage content and filter devices. And so there's significant difference between those two things, and some of the software that we use does both. And so Cisco Umbrella is provided to us by the state of Arkansas, and it's a content filter only. So it runs on our firewall and it blocks content that students don't need to see. And so it's a SIPA compliant filter, which is the Child Internet Protection Act. And so that's the filter that we use, and that's the first stop of data coming in or out of the district. Then we have GoGuardian, which is used as a classroom management tool, but also a SIPA compliant filter. And so GoGuardian filters all of our Chromebooks that our students use. It does that while they're in school and while they're at home. And so Cisco Umbrella is an on-premises only filter, so it only works if you're at one of our facilities. And then BARC is a early warning system specifically designed to monitor our Google Enterprise. And so what it does is it monitors conversations that are had between students, it monitors emails they send, it monitors what they look at online, and it flags information that seems concerning. And so those reports are sent to administrators in the building and counselors so that they can interact with these students and try and be an early warning system to alleviate any problems that may occur later down the line. So, any questions about those? Okay. And then the last thing we have is, so this year we have a new state requirement called Act 754. And so what that does is it requires us to maintain a list of all applications that are used by the district that we provide student data to. So in legal speak or cybersecurity speak, student data is called PII. And so that's all the data that we provide, and depending on who you talk to, you can have really long arguments about what PII actually is and how much we provide is considered PII. And so that would be like first name, last name, email address, phone number, actual physical address, all of those details that somebody could put together to formulate or combine to make an identity of a person. And so those are all personally identifiable information is what that is. And so we maintain this list so that we can provide it if requested from us. And this is a list of all the software that we use that we provide any data to. And so, you know, our systems that we have in place, we synchronize data between all of our eSchool data and then all of our applications that we provide for student use that enhance the learning in the classroom. And I think, there you go. So, if there are no questions, that's all I have for you
Sounds
tonight.
like you have an easy job.
No problem.
I know you don't, because you're in our leadership meeting on every Friday, so. We're very fortunate to have Mr. Miller. I say he's a lot like Clint Bell. He gets flown out on black helicopters to DC and other things, but he really does. He's got a master's degree in cybersecurity, we're in the military. Sometimes you go places you can't tell us, all of those kinds of things. That's all true, right? So anyway, we're very fortunate to have Mr. Miller. He does an excellent job. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.